Hello, and welcome to this instructional video from Airbest Reliability Instruments. The subject of this video is database portability in DigivibeMX. The DigivibeMX database is broken down into three levels of structure. The company level, shown here as Airbest, the area level, shown here as Glens Falls, Merida, and Mexico City, and under each area are the machines found in that area. With DigivibeMX, it is possible to extract any level of this database into a separate file that can be shared between users. In order to extract a part of the database, we will use the export function found on the database menu with the export icon. We select the machines or the area or the complete database if we want to. In this case, we will select simply the Glens Falls area. When we select the area level, all of the machines are also selected with it, including all of the data collected on those machines if we desire. We select export. We choose where we would like that file to be saved. We give the file a new name. Call this one example 2. And we can save that file either with only its last values or with all of its values. If we simply want to copy the files, we will leave this checked. If we did not want to copy the files and we wanted to remove them entirely, we could uncheck that. We'll leave that checked for now. Click OK. And now if we go to that file location, we can see an extracted DigivibeMX database file in SQL-CE format that could be copied from this location. It could be saved to a network location. It could be stored on a USB device and transported to another user. However it is that we choose to save this, and wherever it is we choose to save it, another user can now bring this database into their version of DigivibeMX and view it the same as you could on your version. To simply view an external data file, select the Connect option, select SQL-CE file format, open the local database, and we would navigate to wherever that file was saved. If it was on a backup drive, on a local hard disk, or on some network location, wherever it is, we simply navigate to it. Select that particular database, example 2, open it. We see a connection string identifying where that file was located. Click OK. If we want to rename the database when we bring it in to connect with it, we can. Or we can leave it as it is. Select OK. And we see now that we are looking at example 2 database that contains only the Airbest Glens Falls area, its associated machines, and all data points. It's important to note at this point that we are only viewing the external database. Example 2. The database that we had been working in before is not currently shown. In order to see that database again, we will have to perform the same connect operation back to its location to reopen it. So we hit connect again, SQLCE, open local database, and navigate back to where the original database we were just looking at resides. And here is our original database, complete with all readings. Now that is the process to export a database or part of a database to a separate file, and to bring that database back into DigivibeMX and view it separately. If, however, you do wish to merge an external database with your permanent database, that function is the sync function. Select sync. We see a completely different view here. Our local database structure is listed on the left-hand side. We will open the database we would like to synchronize with our permanent database. Again, the data format is SQLCE. Open the local database, and we will select another database that we want to synchronize with our permanent database. And we will use this Irving DC. Open. Select OK. We see now on the right the database structure of the external file that we're going to synchronize with our permanent database. Company's name is Irving Tissue. The area was dust collection. The machine is DC1. We are going to synchronize all of the values in that database, not just the last ones. But if you are doing the remote data collection scenario, you would probably only want to see the last values. If you are the analyst in one location sending a database file to a data collector in another location, you don't need to see everything they've ever collected. They obviously would only want to see the last values they took for you. You can copy the complete files or only the RMS values. We're going to go ahead and take all of the data from this imported machine. And if the machine already exists in the database, update, which again is a good function feature if you are a remote analyst wanting to see updated data only, the most recently collected. Like, we're going to go with don't update the machines, even though this machine doesn't exist anywhere in my current database. And we will select all the structure, and I'm going to go ahead and let this come in as a completely different location, different area, different machine. We're transferring from this side to this side. So we'll use the left arrow to move it over. We'll see that the database is successfully updated. And we now have two locations. We have AirBest, and now we have Irving Tissue with its dust collector. We can close this window And now our permanent working database contains our original location and the new location with the new area, new machine, and data, and all of its structure. There are several other tools available on the database menu. The new machine function is what you would use to create new machines for your database. The edit machine function would be used to edit existing machines in the database. Delete machine, of course, and a database report, which will give you some general values for everything currently within your database. To create a brand new database, use the new database option. To refresh the database, if for some reason perhaps the data tree did not update after we did our synchronization, we could simply hit the refresh. The refresh also collapses everything in the data tree. So if you want to get everything back reset to collapse, that's a quick and easy way to do it. The connect function, of course, to view an external database outside of your existing data. The sync option to bring exterior data into your working database permanently. The export function to select any level of database function, as much or as little as down to a single machine. Export it out of your database so that someone else can bring it back in and look at it. The import function, which is not used for anything except importing legacy data from older versions of DigivibeMX. So in the rare instance that you have older database format from DigivibeMX version 9 perhaps, or earlier, the import function is how you would import that legacy data from older versions into a current version, which is version 10 at the moment. The home feature also collapses the database, and the functions down here at the end. Login is for the EI analytic function, which if you want remote analysis will become available at some point in the near future. Repair tool to repair corrupt database files. Free space, which is simply like a free space option in Windows, clears unused files, orphan files, fragments, things that are just taking up space, and compresses the database down to a smaller size. So, this concludes the database portability video. Hopefully it has proven useful for you, and at the very least you've seen now how anything in the database can be extracted for someone else to look at using the export function, connected to view using the connect function, or synchronized into your operating database using the sync function.